Happy Hockey Day, Tiger fans. 2 minutes left in these warm-ups as the Tigers get set to take on the Littleton Hawks. I believe I've been informed that this is the Littleton 14U team. The Littleton squad does have two teams, a 13U and a 14U, so this would be the upper level of those two teams. We'll see another Littleton team once we get back from Arizona. I would assume that'll be the 13U, but we'll figure it out then. We got a lot of games between now and then headed to Arizona this week. A lot of families, if they're driving, taking off Wednesday, a few flying, headed down Thursday for an early game on Friday morning, and then another game Friday afternoon. We'll play one game Saturday, one game Sunday, and then see where we stand for points for any sort of championships. But that's coming up here before you know it. But we'll focus on taking care of business today. I think we do have a full squad. Jack had been out. He injured his thumb in not our last game against Rampage. He did miss that one. But the game before that, he had a thumb injury, but he was back onto the ice on Thursday, so should be good to go there. Otherwise, I think we are a full squad today. Keep it down. That'll do it for warm-ups. We'll see our traditional huddle around the net, pick up the pucks, and then head over to the bench to get this thing underway. We've seen some attempts at various lines in practice this week, so we'll see what they come out with. Coaches trying to dial it all in. But you may see your skater with some new faces today. Jalen is headed to the net, so he will be doing his best impression of a brick wall today. Looks like our starting line is going to be Steven with Tate and Henry. Henry at center. Scratch that, not Tate, Brody. So Brody on the near wing, Steven on the far wing, Henry right in the middle. Back on defense, it's going to be Jax and Jared. Jared typically paired up with Josh, so there's a bit of a change on your defensive pairings. This is a new look line up front as well, if I'm not mistaken. We've seen Steven at center at times this year. He's one of our face-off masters. But Henry does pretty well there himself, and so here we go with 16 minutes on the clock. Faceoff stays where it's at. Brody steps in and gathers it. Jared gets it across center ice and sends it into the zone for the Tigers. Puck is loose on the near side, picked up there by Steven. Steven makes the centering pass. Couple of early shots on net there for the Tigers as Henry scoops into the corner to gather the puck. Puck gets below the goal line to Steven, who looks for Brody in front, can't quite get it through traffic. Littleton fighting to get possession, does turn it up the far boards. But pestered there by Steven and Henry. Shot comes from the point from Jax, so a solid start for your Tigers. Few shots on net and controlling the puck well. Headed out on this second line, it looks like it's going to be Easton, Teague, and Hunter. Back on D, it's going to be Cruin and Josh. As Littleton wins that back, they'll skate it below the goal line, try and send it up, but Teague able to get his stick in the way and hold the zone for the Tigers. Easton had the puck below the goal line, sends it up the boards where Hunter gets it, sends it to the center, but Littleton waiting, gets it and sends it up ice. That's not going to get an icing, and a quality opportunity just missed on there for the Littleton squad. Now coming up ice was Hunter, but sticked back into the zone by the Hawks. Cruin gets it below the goal line, sends it across to Josh. Josh lets it go up the board to Teague. Teague taps it to Easton. Now Easton going to cycle back low, send it near side where Hunter is going to try and get out of the zone for the Tigers. Does get it across the blue line. Littleton collects it at center ice, sends it up to the far side. Stick gets in the way for Teague, who then goes and makes a change. Hunter is going to be able to buy some time for the Tigers as Littleton sends it in and makes a change of their own. Josh headed for a change. Cruin bringing this puck up ice, makes that pass to Miles. Miles, Colton, and AJ are on the ice. Could have been a trip there and was, hand in the air. So delayed penalty here for the Tigers as Colton works around the zone. Finally, Littleton able to touch up, and that'll be a power play for the Tigers with 14-12 in the first period. It looked good so far. It looked really good so far. First power play unit is going to consist of Easton, Miles, Jared, possibly Henry back there on defense. I know we've seen him typically. That is Henry on the far side D. As we wait for the clock to get set here. Not sure who took the drop there, but we'll figure it out as Littleton heads the wrong direction. That was Steven on the face-off. Able to pinch off there were the Tigers, and so headed back the right direction. Hit there sends the Tiger player down to his knees, but puck comes around where Easton gathers it on the near board, sends it back deep. Josh is going to pick up the puck behind the plate, plays it off the boards where Miles gets it and sends it to Easton. Easton at the blue line gets pinched into the boards there, and Littleton able to pull it off the stick and get the puck to center ice, and now down to the other end. Tigers will have to go the full length of the ice. Josh gets the puck below the wrong goal line, twists it to Henry in the corner. Henry sees the pass across, but Littleton able to jump that pass. We do have a change as AJ jumps onto the ice for the Tigers, as does Teague. That's AJ with the shot into the goalie's glove. So the Tigers will finish out the change here with 52 seconds left on the power play, finally getting an opportunity there at the end. First power play unit just couldn't hold the zone. So trying to do it this time will be Colton at center, Teague on the far side, AJ near side. Cruin back on defense with Jax. Jax gets the puck, sends it across to Cruin. Cruin sends it through traffic. There was a tip there, but came out the far side. Colton gathers it on the far side. Now switched up to AJ. AJ turns, sends out wide near side. Cruin able to hold the puck into the zone briefly. Littleton player does make the hit on Cruin, who pops right back up. But Littleton able to take the puck the length of the ice, a man down. So far, Tigers have looked good in 5-on-5, but this power play has not done it yet. Although here we go, Teague chipping the puck to Colton. Colton makes the stop and makes the man miss. Gets the shot through to the goalie, deflected out to the far boards where there's two Littleton players trying to jam it up the ice. Colton gets in the way and stops it from getting too far. Now comes to Jack back on defense. Puck goes in, tipped by AJ wide to the far side of the net. AJ now going and getting the puck below the goal line, sends it toward Jax, but I'm sorry, that was Colton. Couldn't quite hold the puck in the zone, so Tigers looking to regroup, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Bunch of Tigers making a change. We're going to have a fresh 5 as Colton's going to be the last one from that group to be able to get off. Puck does come up all the way, tapped at center ice to avoid the icing. Tate collects the puck. He's got Jack in front of him, sends it up the boards to Jack. Jack can't quite get it out. It's Gavin on the ice. That's Marshall headed over to get the puck below the goal line. Just misses on that. Tate gets it, takes the hit there, but gets the puck up and out to the far side wing, who's the only skater on this line I haven't figured out yet. It is Preston. And so your forwards right now for the Tigers are Jack on the near side wing, Gavin in the center, Preston on your far side wing. Defense is going to be Tate and Marshall, although coach is about to switch those out, change them up with Jax and Jared. Face off at center ice taken by Gavin. Littleton wins that back, but the Tigers pesky. Littleton eventually gets it D to D and then up the boards. Tapped into the zone by Littleton. Jax is going to go look at it, gets too far to the other side, so Jared picks up the puck, taps it to his wing. Gavin had it, but couldn't quite sweep it out. Puck comes back to Gavin. Gavin gets it up to Preston, and Preston does get it across the blue line. 11 minutes now in this first period. Whipped on there, creates an opportunity for Jack. Littleton's goalie makes the kick save. It was fluttering through slow, so fairly easy save, but sometimes those are the hardest to make. Jax taps that puck up to center ice where Gavin gets it and tries to turn it up. Tap to the near side boards now. Steven fresh onto the ice for the Tigers, sends it in deep. Brody's going to go chase and gets there and holds the puck for the Tigers briefly, but then does come back to Jared, who's on the ice at defense. Pass across there to Brody. Brody leaves it for Steven. Steven working near side, Henry in front of the net there. Jax on your near side D, Jared on your far side D, as Littleton comes up and just sends that down for an icing so that they can get new players on the ice with 10-12 in the first period. Your forwards are Steven, Brody, and Henry. Henry in the middle of that group. Steven's going to be your near side wing, Brody on the far side. Marshall now on the near side defense, joined by Tate, I believe, on the far side D. Henry wins that to the boards. Tate steps up and sends it to the center of the ice. Stopped in traffic, but Steven almost got there to get a shot on net. Instead, swept to that far side corner where the boys are battling to peel the puck out. Littleton makes the first attempt out, stifled on that one, but does get the second. Jalen's going to have to play that, so no icing. And so now the boys working on the far side. This is Henry taking the puck, loses his skates and the puck. Now sent back to the center where Henry gets in the way. He turns and looks. Sends it out of the zone to the waiting Littleton player. Onto the ice is Teague, who's going to pressure the puck. Littleton's just going to get it across center ice and flip that in. Marshall taps it across to Tate. Tate gets it up to Teague, but the streaking Littleton player able to jump that pass. Battling on the boards. 4 players there, 2 from each side. And Littleton comes away with it, gets it low into the zone, twists it towards center ice, but nobody there. The Littleton defender turns and looks. His defensive partner was just joining as a change had been made. Now Teague's going to look. Sends it up, but not out. Littleton again able to hold the zone. Tigers struggling here a little bit to get the puck out of the wrong end of the ice. Pressure picked up. Puck sent to the center, but now pressuring on that far side was Henry. Gets through to Jalen. Jalen's just going to get the stop with 8:33 so that we can get some fresh players out there to maybe get some jump and head down the other direction. Cruin's going to be back on defense with Josh. Your forward line is going to be Preston, Hunter, and at center it is Easton. That puck won back by Littleton. Gets to their defense, who rims it down around, and it comes all the way to the near boards. Now the defender on the near side has it, sends it through. That one had a chance, but just went high on the far side. Puck sent back in wide this time just to get it deep. Littleton has found their rhythm here. Jalen fights that one off and will have another face-off. Coach going to send out a new 5 as that 5 wasn't able to get it done. Now leaving the defense, so only the forward line here. It's going to be Colton, Miles, and AJ. Josh and Cruin are still your defense as Colton takes this face-off with both our wings in front of the net. Littleton wins that back. Defense loads up and sends it in. That was going wide, went up high. The lower, and that one gets tipped and finds its way in for Littleton, making it 0-1 with 7:56 in this first period. Kind of a lazy just throw it at the net. I think it deflected off a player's skate or stick and just got Jalen to the backside as he was anticipating that puck coming more to the center of the ice. So the boys started strong. Littleton responded. The Tigers have to find a way to pick up the energy again here. Steven pressuring the puck. Brody and Henry back on the ice. Jared has it, turns it back the other direction, trying to get it across center ice, finds Henry there. Henry gets it into the zone. Jax is your other defender out there with Jared as Henry is pressuring below the goal line. Brody stepped in to help out, but Littleton able to get it up the near side boards with some speed. Off of Jax's stick, Jax lays a quality hit, and the Tigers able to keep the puck from having anything dangerous happen in the center of the ice the first time. Jared now pushing the puck out of the zone, but Littleton steps in, gets it, tries to twist it back to center, tries again. Too much traffic for them to get through, but they maintain possession here in the corner. Henry is pestering along with Brody, but the Littleton player able to maintain possession until Brody does finally lay some contact. Henry twists it up ice, and they say no icing on that one, so the Tigers able to get a change, but there is a Littleton player that had hung out all the way down here waiting for that outlet pass. It worked. So now Tate working in that far side corner. That's Gavin working with Preston now to try and dig the puck out and get possession here for the Tigers with 6:36 in this first period. Puck gets back to the defense, able to hold the zone. That goes up, and they say, I believe, off the glass, so we'll have a face-off in the zone, which lets me sort out who we do have on the ice. Looks like it's going to be Tate, Preston, and Gavin up front. Your defenders are... I scratched that. Tate is back on defense. Jack is up front with Gavin and Preston. Marshall back on defense with Tate as Jalen able to make that save on a shot from the Hawks defense. Gavin able to get that and poke it out of the zone, but the Littleton player collects it at center ice, and they gain with some speed. Jalen makes that save as well, leaves a rebound where Marshall had skated in. Jack working with Marshall to peel the puck off the boards. Littleton gets it, and back to their defense, who throws it at the net. Puck now below the net. Littleton sends it around to the near corner where Jack sends it up the boards to the Littleton defender, who sends it in, tipped by Gavin, and sent wide near side. Miles, fresh onto the ice for the Tigers, is going to get it across center ice and dump it in for a dump and chase. AJ on at your other wing. Gavin's still on at center. As Littleton sends that up, they say no icing. Cruin's going to have to rush back to take the Littleton player out of the play. Looks like it's Jackson Cruin back on defense as AJ is pressuring, sees an opportunity, but the Littleton player gets there first. And that'll go all the way down for an icing with 5:02 in the first period. Colton has come onto the ice at center, so your forward line is the line of AJ, Colton, and Miles. Defense is Cruin and Josh. Colton wins that over to Miles. Miles turns, looks, just misses on the shot. Didn't have his feet set under him there. So Josh picks up the pressure. The Littleton player able to just scoop that into the zone where Miles, scratch at AJ, was pressuring below the goal line. Into the feet of Cruin, who loses his feet. Centered there where Miles tries to scoop it, does gather the puck into center ice, chips it down into the corner. Littleton sends it around to the near boards, and no Tigers there, but does come off a skate. AJ had an opportunity, but tough puck coming at him. Puck does stay in the zone. Colton gets it, sends it at the Littleton player. Colton has it in the corner, sweeps it to Teague, who just came onto the ice for the Tigers. Josh gets it deeper into the zone. That makes it all the way through. Dangerous. Teague wraps around the net, gets it to Jared, who's back on the blue line. Jared sends it into traffic, doesn't get quite through. Hunter onto the ice for the Tigers, tries the centering pass, and that puck goes up and out of play. We'll have a face-off in the Tigers' offensive zone with 3:51 in the first period. Your forwards are Easton, Hunter, and Teague. Your defense is Jax and Jared. Easton's going to step into the dot for the faceoff. That does come to the side for Teague, who sends it to Jared. Jared sends it deep into the zone for the Tigers. That's going to come all the way around to the near side. Teague takes a look, gets the puck, and scoops it back below the goal line where the Littleton player collects it and comes out with some speed. Good break out there by Littleton. Shot blocked by Jalen, comes out, scooped up toward the blue line, but not out by the Tigers. Comes around near side, and Littleton again first to the puck in the corner, sweeps it now to the far corner where Teague's going to be the first to get there. But pestered by a couple of Littleton Hawks, Jared steps in to help with the pressure, but Littleton again able to get it to their blue line. Cross-ice pass there, shot sent wide near side. Puck comes up the boards and does get across the blue line. Easton jumps to it. Hunter picks up the puck and sweeps it forward. But the Hawks player is able to gather it, send that up ice, and that they say no icing. They don't like icing today. That's okay. Let the boys play. Marshall and Jax are your defenders. Jax gets it. That's deflected up high. Steven onto the ice for the Tigers. Going to go working on the far side boards. Pins the player so that Henry can tap the puck out. Brody is your other wing out pressuring the puck as Littleton is making some quality stretch passes today. Steven's going to threaten the contact. Littleton player didn't want any of that heat, so he let Steven have the puck. Steven taking it up the ice, backhands it into the zone where the Littleton goalie is going to glove that one dead for a faceoff in the Tigers zone. 2:13 left in this first period. Tigers are battling from behind with a 0-1 score. Marshall and Tate are your defenders. Coach is going to leave Stephen, Henry, and Brody out there for the Tigers. Tate gets that, taps it across to Marshall. Tapped forward by Brody into the Tigers zone. Littleton collects the puck. Tries to send it back up near side boards where the Tigers are pestering and keeping the zone for right now. Sent across to the far side below the goal line. Steven steps to it. That puck does take a bounce. Comes out to center ice for the Tigers, but now Littleton picks it up. Tried to make the touch pass there. Puck comes up the boards. They shoot it in. Nice deflection, but sent wide near side. Gavin on the ice for the Tigers. Gavin gets the puck, looking up to try and get it out. Makes the pass to his teammate. Steven now going to have to step up the pressure. That's Marshall and Steven on the boards, trying to get the puck out and maintain some control here for the Tigers late in this first period. Puck is pinned. Looks like Gavin now stepped in to try and help get that puck off the boards. And finally, puck does come loose on the stick of a Littleton player. Quality opportunity on a centering pass there. Doesn't find its way home for Littleton. Gets up high behind the net where Tate and Steven are working to get it. Comes back to the blue line where the Littleton player is there. Into the skates of Gavin, who is hurt by that shot. He's slow to get up. He'll shake that off. Not anything major, but it always stings for a little bit. As we are down to now 33 seconds in this period. And Littleton able to make it 2-0 as the Tigers just couldn't control the puck, couldn't figure out quite where the puck was. 29 seconds left in this first period. The Tigers have looked good at times, and other times not quite as quality as they could be. So with 29 seconds left, Coach sends out AJ, Colton, and Miles to see if they can't try and get on the board here for the Tigers here before the end of this period. Your defense is Cruin and Josh. That is an offsides with 17 seconds left in this period. Face off one back. Cruin gets it, pokes it back forward where AJ is going to get it and head up ice with some speed. just bumped off the puck enough there to slow him down to create that offsides with 10 seconds remaining. Players behind the face-off had crashed in a little quick. That did still cost our boys a little over a second. So now we read 8:09 on the clock. Colton gets that to AJ, who gets it into the zone, gets it deep, but can't be the first one there. And that will do it for this first period. Tigers start this game down 0-2. High quality start from these boys, and then the tides turned, and they just haven't figured out how to maintain possession since the start of this game. If they can hold the puck, if they can settle down in the zone, things were looking okay for them. From the defensive end, I think we're getting trapped way too low in our zone, so the Littleton squad is able to really just throw it back to their defenders at the blue line, who have plenty of time and space to really settle in and get things set up for their squad. That's resulted in the couple of goals we've seen so far. They've had a couple players flash into the slot. Our boys aren't picking that up, and that's what led to that second goal. A player below the goal line to be down low in that defensive zone. And your wings, you really want to be up high so that when that puck is coming toward the blue line where their defenders have been holding court today, our wings really got to be up there pestering them and taking away that time and space, not letting them hold the zone quite as long. So hopefully Coach telling them all these things, making the adjustments as Jalen heads back to the far end of the ice. 16 fresh minutes on the board. Opening face-off of this second period is going to be taken by Henry. Steven on the near side wing, Brody on the far side. Jared will be back on defense with Jack's Pie Guy. Would love to see a quick goal here for the Tigers, get a little bit of momentum to start this period. Puck bounces around on the face-off. Pie Guy steps up to it and able to swat it for Steven, who's going to send it in. Goalie has to make that save. Rimmed around the boards by a Littleton. And these boys are hitting. Tigers are cheering the hit. I like seeing physicality, but as much as I like seeing that, I'd like to see a little bit more aggression toward the puck. And there it gets back to that defensive player again. Puck loose in front. Jared able to turn and swat that out to the blue line. And Steven doing what he should as a wing, which is pressuring at the blue line. It's effective and gets the puck out to the neutral ice, where the Tigers now force Littleton to regroup. Unfortunately, they're able to gain the zone. Jalen gloves that dead for a faceoff in the Tigers' defensive zone. Josh headed out on defense. Easton going to be joined by Hunter and Teague up front. Cruin is your other defender. One back by Littleton. Defender loses his skates, but able to swat at it just enough to prevent the Tigers from making anything meaningful of it initially. Teague gains his zone there, but then pressured back the other direction by the Littleton squad. Great defense by Josh, who kicks it up. Gains his own for the Tigers, looking for some help. Nobody had flashed as deep as he was hoping. Puck does come out of the zone. Hunter's got it. He pressures it back up the near boards. Teague has it, twists it toward Hunter, who can't quite get it, but Hunter's still being pesky there. Lifted up into the netting. That, in the NHL, would have been a delay of game. That one went up into the netting with nobody touching it. But instead, we'll just have a face-off on the right end of the ice for the Tigers with 12:34 in this second period. It's going to be Miles, Colton, and AJ taking this face-off with Tate on your near side, D. Marshall on your far side. Twisted back up the boards. AJ taps it, bounces, but he settles it down. AJ pushes it towards center ice. Tigers can't get a stick on it. Tate gets it back low where AJ gathers it, gets the shot, and the goal. Tigers make it 1-2 with 14:21. That's going to be a Tate assist to AJ. AJ beating the goalie on the near side glove up in the top corner. Really nice shot on a goalie that is short and is going to give up those opportunities. So we'll see if the Tigers can keep taking advantage of a bit of an undersized goalie today. Tigers leave that forward line out there, as well as the defenders. Coach says if it works, stick with it. But Littleton, as is often the case for some reason with these Tigers, even going back to last year with different group of boys, they score and then they give up a quick one. So now 1-3 with 14:08 in this period. I think the adrenaline of that goal scoring, these boys got to take a deep breath, settle back into the game of hockey. It's going to be Jack on your far side wing, Gavin on your near side wing, Preston on your near side wing, Gavin on the face-off. Jared back on defense with Jax. Littleton sends that up. Jax collects the puck, sends it to the center of the ice. Works out, though, as Jared able to get it. Littleton just sends it back deep. Littleton wants to set the tone with contact. If they can get these boys worried about hitting and not playing the puck, that'll work out in their favor with the 2-goal lead. So these boys just got to keep their heads. Contact is fine, but don't go head hunting. Try and get that puck and maintain possession. That's when the good things are going to happen. For now, though, Littleton really dominating on this time of possession as Jack able to work up the corner, up the boards on the far side, try and keep the puck high. Jax gets it below the goal line. Littleton collects it. Pestered there by Gavin. Puck left below the goal line. Jax taps it off the player's stick. Gavin turns it up ice as Littleton's making a change. Jalen keeps the puck from going in there. Jared working below the goal line gets it out to Preston, who's going to take it up ice. Sends it to Teague, who had a Littleton player right on him. Quality opportunity there again for the Littleton player. Probably an ill-advised pass at the blue line. You'd like to see Preston just get that out of the zone before thinking about getting it off of out to another player. Gavin working below the goal line again, trying to get it out of the zone. Littleton able to control here for quite some time, get the centering pass. Luckily, they can't settle that down. Back to the defender, and again beats Jalen 5-hole to make it 1-5 in favor of, might be 1-4 in favor of the Littleton Hawks. Jalen is sent off. He'll be replaced by Landon. So change it goalie, change it forwards here. It's going to be Steven on your near side wing, Brody on the far side with Henry as your center. Cruin and Josh are your defensemen as the puck is in the zone for the Tigers. Bounces loose. Josh pokes it off the stick of the Littleton attacker. They'll say no icing, so Josh and Cruin hustling back to try and get a breakout started here for the Tigers. And that comes cross ice to Steven, who's going to be in the zone for the Tigers. He tries to center it. No one there. And the Tigers not able to hold the zone. Will try a regroup. Cruin turns, gets it across the blue line, takes the shot, and will be a face-off in the Tigers zone with 11:45 in this second period. Easton, Hunter, Teague will be your forwards. Tate and Marshall will be your defensemen. Littleton wins that back. He protects the puck. Comes out to the side of the cage. Marshall able to tap that up the board some, but the Littleton player pinches it high in the zone. Lifted out where Tate's going to have to play it. He sends it across ice for Marshall, but there's a Littleton player there as well. Both overskate it, so Hunter able to tap it. That was an offsides as Teague lost his skates, couldn't quite get reset, so was going to pretend that he wasn't offsides. Unfortunately, the refs saw it. 11:19 in this second period. Coach going to leave this line of Easton, Teague, and Hunter, Marshall, and Tate are still your defenders. Teague steps in, gets that, sends a puck up high. The Littleton goalie able to gather that into his glove for a face-off in the Tigers' offensive zone. The goal-scoring line of Colton, AJ, and Miles headed out onto the ice. Defense is Tate and Marshall still. Oh, AJ sent a centering pass there, but Miles had stepped into the face-off circle. So Tigers having to regroup here at center ice. Tate pesters the puck carrier, able to turn it up and out to it up the ice. Miles and AJ pressure. And we do have a delayed penalty on the Hawks. So Tigers headed to the power play. We'll see if they can do a little bit more than they did the last time they had man advantage. 10:53 in the second period. Tigers could certainly use one to make up for this 3-goal deficit they've got going on. It is the power play one unit of Stephen, Henry, Josh, Miles, and Easton. Easton will be your face-off man. Scratch that, Stephen will be your face-off man. Easton on the near side wing, Miles on the far side. Miles steps up there, gets a quality shot, but the goalie able to stop that one. It's a much better start anyway to these first 6 seconds of the power play for the Tigers, as they at least get a quick shot. Again, Miles steps to the puck, turns and looks. Nobody in front, as Easton was on the boards about 2 feet away from Miles there. Miles sends it up to the blue line. Easton sends it in. Miles almost got it on the deflection. Now twisted by Steven from behind the net, but nobody where he wanted the puck to go. So Tiger's going to come the length of the ice. Henry with the puck, turns it back, and comes up to the space he created through center ice. So Henry with some speed able to take it below the goal line, letting his teammates get set in the zone. Sends it across to Josh. Josh sends it up through the slot. It's his far side, nobody able to get a stick on it. Henry twists that deep. Miles gets it below the goal line, sends it to Easton. Easton across to Henry, and Henry just can't get the quick shot. Goalie gets across. Henry sends it right into the gut of the goalie. 1:01 left on this power play. Coach going to send out power play 2, which is going to consist of Colton, Teague, AJ, and back on defense we're going to see Jax and Cruin. Puck stays at Colton's feet. Colton turns, misses near side. Teague there with the puck in the corner. Take the hit to the back. AJ steps in to get the puck. Tries to backhand. Can't quite get it up. Now Cruin working at the blue line. Gets it into the slot where Teague tries to get the puck. Cruin able to get the puck that was sent back toward him. He pushes the puck up along the near boards. Colton working, comes away with that puck, misses again near side high. Jax sticks over, but Littleton player able to poke it past him. Littleton will just send it on net. With 15 seconds left in this power play, Tigers are going to have to go the full length of the ice with 9:08 in the second period. Coach is going to leave the players out there to finish out this power play. Puck one to the side. Cruin couldn't quite get it up and out of the zone as we're under 10 seconds now on the power play. Tigers hoping to just get the puck and get it out of the zone. As the puck comes out in front of the net, AJ gathers it and pushes it up with one hand with speed. Tried to split the defenders there, but they had some good stick work and able to send the puck the other direction. Landon makes the initial save and sent out of the zone by the Tigers as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck sent up by Littleton. Preston able to hold it on the near side boards. Puck comes out and now headed the other direction. Jack's going to have to get back That puck sent into Jax's feet. Now Colton kicks it down and rims it around the far side where Jack tries to get there but can't. Now does on the second attempt and gets it out of the zone for the Tigers. Littleton going to have to regroup at center ice here. They'll send it in. That one bounced funny, but Landon able to make the save. Rimmed around for the Tigers. Preston can't quite check it up. Littleton's defense sends it back in deep. Into the skates of Jax, sends it wide. Preston is on the ice right now with Colton, who I think has been trapped out for a little while. He's probably going to get a change when he gets a chance. Puck is still loose on the side of the cage. It finally just lifted to the other end of the ice for the Tigers. Colton is going for a change. Onto the ice is Henry, as well as Brody. Puck deflected way up high. That comes down center ice. Littleton's got it. Henry pressures and able to get the puck to stay in the zone. Henry gets the cross ice pass. Brody can't knock that one down, but does collect it in the far corner. Henry able to hold the blue line there. Steven is nearest to the puck, but Littleton able to send it up to the blue line. Held in the zone by Marshall, who's back on defense. Littleton sends it wide, but finds the puck of Henry. Steven had the shot there, but hit the Littleton player's stick instead, so goes to the far end of the ice. Sent around to the far side boards. Marshall had the early pressure, left it for his defensive partner. Gets to the blue line. He can't quite control it. Gets it across to his defensive partner. Now comes again near side where Steven's going to pick up the pressure. Forces the puck carrier to turn back into the offense. That hit Tate. He went down, but he popped right back up. Those always sting for a second. That's sent up the boards down to the far end of the ice. That will be an icing with 6:04 in the second period. Score is 1 goal for the Tigers, 4 for the Littleton Hawks. Easton is on at center. He's going to be joined by Josh and Cruin on defense, Teague and Gavin on the wing. Easton wins that to the corner where Josh turns it back up ice. Unfortunately, poked back the other direction. Wraparound attempt there by the Littleton Hawks. Puck sent out to the far side boards. Their forward just sends it back below the goal line. Now tapped up the boards by Easton, where Littleton collects it and again sends it back in. Landon's going to glove that dead. Players looking to see if they should change. Coach says no thanks. 5:42 in this second period. Puck bouncing around through a bunch of skates. Comes out the far side boards where Gavin's going to work. He's pinned to the boards where Cruin tried to skate by and sweep that puck out. Couldn't do it, so Littleton has the opportunity. Landon able to fight off that shot. Pressure picked up here. Nice little rotation there for Littleton. Puck left in front. Gavin trying to send the puck up and out of the zone. Can't control the puck, can the Tigers today. And finally, Cruin gets the puck out to Teague, who's going to get it into the zone. Cruin changes up. It's Jared onto the ice on defense. Other defense also changes, so Jack's onto the ice. New forward in Miles. So currently Miles, Teague, and Easton. As Easton tries to get a shot there, can't, comes to Miles' stick. He shoots it toward the net, but hung up in traffic. Littleton breaks it out on the far side of the ice. Easton's going to pick up some pressure. Center ice taps it off the stick, but flies by the play. Littleton picks up the puck again and gains the zone. Jared finishes the hit below the goal line. Littleton able to make the pass across, but Gavin instead comes away with the puck. He'll send it in on the goalie, who harmlessly makes the easy save there. Another stretch pass here for Littleton, but Jared there to pressure him. He saw the man waiting behind the play. So some awareness there as AJ comes out of the zone with the puck and some speed. He's just going to try and send it in, gets into the legs of the Littleton player. Puck comes up near far side boards. AJ gets caught behind it. But puck does get sent the other direction by the Tiger defender. AJ poked it up to Miles, but now here we come back the other direction for Littleton, trying to figure out who our other defender is. I believe that's Jax on that far side defense. Steven fresh onto the ice here, and that fresh energy making a difference as he's got Colton with him. Beautiful effort, beautiful backhand beauty by Steven. Makes it 4-2. So if the Tigers can double up on their current number of goals, we'll be right back in this thing. But an awesome backhand goal, beats the goalie glove side top shelf, about the same place that AJ's goal went. Steven just did it from the other side with the other side of his stick. Out onto the ice for the Tigers. Steven's going to stay. Brody on that far side wing. Henry in the middle. As Littleton, again, with the quick response to keep the 3-goal lead. Tigers got to figure out what it is about scoring a goal, how to keep their head and pressure. It's one of those things that makes you shake your head and go, I wonder what's going on here. We can score and then give up another one within seconds. 3:20 left in this second period. Teague on your near side wing. That's Easton took the face-off, won it back to Tate. Hunter on the far side wing. Marshall is going to be your far side D as Tate swings that around to the near side boards. Littleton able to send that back in deep. Tate has the puck below the goal line, sends it around to his defensive part, to the wing that was waiting where he should. That was Hunter waiting on the breakout. It worked. Easton sends that up into the net, and that'll be a face-off in neutral ice with 2:49 in this second period. That Steven goal is likely going to be unassisted. It was a great individual effort for him to peel it off the Littleton Hawk player's stick, get it into the zone, and get that backhand goal. Hunter, Teague are your wings here. They're both pressuring pretty well to try and hold the zone. Littleton finally able to get it up to center ice where Cruin is working to try and keep the puck going in the right direction for the Tigers. So some quality effort here by Cruin to get it into the Tiger zone. He makes a nice step move around. Teague is going to pick it up. I'm sorry, that's Hunter trying to go below the goal line. Teague finishes the check there. But the Littleton player comes off the contact. And Landon thought about playing that out, saw the attacker, decided to get the face off in front of the net with 2:09 in the second period. Headed out for the Tigers, it's going to be Jared and Jax on defense. It's going to be Gavin, Preston, and Jack up front. Puck comes back to the Hawk player who sends it in high. Jack working with the puck on the far side, brings the player to the boards. Gavin flashes in, tries to twist that out. First attempt didn't work, but Gavin and Jack still working there in the high zone to try and peel that puck across the blue line to, at the very least, force a reset and regroup for this Hawks squad. And they do finally get that. Littleton just sends it in on net. Jared picks up the puck. Pokes it around, pestered by a couple of Littleton Hawks. That one comes to the center. No one quite sure where it's at until the Littleton player turns and sends it in. It's always dangerous when you got that many bodies in front of the net. The puck gets bouncy. Puck's still there. Landon able to cover it up. And Landon has some words for that Littleton attacker who was whacking at him. 1:21 left in this second period. Coach going to send out a fresh group. It's going to be Miles, AJ, Colton. Defense is going to be Marshall and Tate. Faceoff stays where it's at. AJ jumped in, gets it tapped over to Miles. Miles gets it around the attacker, deep into the zone. On to net, puck was loose. AJ can't find it, but the goalie can. Great opportunity, minute 9 left in this second period, and this squad looks hungry. Puck again stays where it's at. Eventually Littleton taps it back, and he's just going to send it up ice off the boards. The forward anticipated that and landed with a fantastic save on the breakaway opportunity for the Hawks. Under 1 minute to play, 55 seconds left to go. That's going to be a penalty. He was up in the face of our Tigers player, or they will not say a penalty, as the net was off. So ref's going to turn a blind eye to the high hands. Faceoff comes out of the zone. Couple of new defenders. Forward lines stay the same. Littleton wins that puck back, sends it on net. Josh back on defense across to Cruin, now tapped by AJ to Colton. Colton trying to gain center ice and then the zone. Just loses the net, loses the puck. AJ turns it into the zone. Cross ice pass there by Littleton. Gets up the boards to Josh, who's trying to turn it up ice. Miles scoops the puck off the boards and gains the zone. Taps it past the player to himself. Gets a great shot, and the goalie able to glove that one dead with 17.9 left in this period. Tigers going to send out Henry, Steven, and Brody. Face-off taken, back to Josh. Josh sweeps it. Henry had been working towards center ice. Now 10 seconds. Josh sends it through. 5-hole was there, but the goalie just got it closed as the Tigers head the other direction. Puck comes out of the zone, off sides, and do it for this second period. Tigers are going to head to the third, still down by 3 goals. Again, some flashes of good. If the Tigers can settle down after scoring a goal, they might turn this into something. Here we go to the third. It's going to be Pie Guy back on defense with Jared. Henry going to take the face-off with Brody on his near wing, Steven on his far wing. That face-off, that forward line is the one that just finished the last 17 seconds of the last period. As Littleton gains center ice, sends it in for a dump and chase. And it's effective as they're the first there, sweeps it across to his man that was flashing behind the net. Able to keep the puck deep in the zone. Jared steps in to try and help out Henry. Henry turns, but the flashing Littleton player sends that off the side of the cage. Jared gets it around to the near side. Brody can't quite get there. Sent wide to the near side. Steven working with Henry on those far side boards to try and get it. Steven gets it, can't quite get the backhand up and out, but does finally get out of the zone for the Tigers. And they'll make a change. And that'll be an offsides. On the ice for the Tigers is Jack on the near side wing. Gavin at center, Preston on your far side wing as Cruin skates out below the goal line, shrugs off the contact there, gets it up to Preston. Preston finds Gavin at center ice, and that breakout worked for the Tigers. Gavin with a great move and misses far side high. Puck comes across center ice, but all the Tigers had collapsed a little bit on the near side, so it comes out for the Hawks, who gain the zone into Cruin's legs. Cruin gets that off the bounce from the corner. He's pinched off, but working hard so that Gavin can again scoop that puck. He's looking for the pass across to Jack. Missed him, but Jack gets it off the boards. Jack dumps it in, and he's going to go for a change, as is Josh, who is on at defense. Marshall on for the Tigers. Hunter takes the forward spot. And a great turnover there. Gavin working behind the net to try and create. Gavin centers it across but can't find the stick of a Tiger. Just shot in there by Steven, who's on the ice. I'm sorry, that's not Steven. That was Tate took that shot. So puck in the corner. Hunter has it. Tries the wraparound attempt, misses, comes loose, and punched in by Teague. So that's going to be, I believe, possibly an assist by Easton. I think he was working in the corner there. Hunter came away with it, so for sure an assist for Hunter, as he's the one that took the shot. Puck was left, and I believe Teague slapped that in 5-hole. We'll see if the Tigers can kill this streak of giving up a quick goal after a goal. 13:46 in this second period. Tigers have cut it to a 2-goal lead. The score is 3-5. Littleton wins that puck back, sends it up through center ice, and that should be an ice, but the refs say no. Jack's back on defense as the Littleton defender sends it into traffic in front. Teague picks it up, gets it out of the zone for the Tigers, and he sends it in. Comes back down our way. Jared collects it. He looks for an option in front of him. Teague gets it, taps it towards center ice, where Easton was trying to settle it down but couldn't. Coming onto the ice now is Miles up front for the Tigers. Easton pressures, then takes a hit. Puck there swept past Jacks, where Jared is now going to pick it up. Jared loses his skates, and Miles has it on his puck. Then Jared finishes the contact, and they're going to get Jared for that. Seems like one of those things Littleton's been doing all day, but they're not going to let the Tigers get away with that. So with 12:47, the Tigers going to go on the first penalty kill of this game as Jared heads to the box for something that seems like it's been one of those things. It's been all day long has been happening, and they decided they liked Jared for it. First penalty kill unit is AJ, who deflected that puck. Colton on the penalty kill. That's sent to the center, where Cruin gets it and sends it down to the far end of the ice. Your other defender with Cruin is Josh. At this level, they call icing. I'm okay. Yeah. Puck comes in, Cruin has it, can't get it out on the first one, takes the hit on the second attempt. Cruin's dad in the stands yelling him, get up, go, after that hit. It'll rattle you, but if you're going to be anything, you got to be tough if you're part of the Cruin family. Working in the corner there is Josh. all by himself, just pinning that puck to the boards, as you should when you're killing the penalty. Just eat up seconds as much as you can. That gets high. Colton makes the pressure first. AJ comes across. That puck finds its way to center, but deflected out, where AJ is going to pick it up below the goal line and just sweep it down. They say it's an icing, and then they say no. So AJ hit it just hard enough so that he could get a change. Jack's on the ice for the Tigers at defense, joined by Marshall. So a couple of new defenders also jumped onto the ice during that opportunity. This is Henry working for the Tigers. That came across, and that will be an offsides with 30 seconds left in this penalty kill for the Tigers. 11-17 in the third period. Colton going to be replaced by Steven to finish off the end of this period, end of this power penalty kill. So Steven and Henry up front, Jax and Pie Guy back on defense. One back by Henry, but Marshall's going to have to hustle to get it, and does. He skates it around to the far side, comes up the boards where Littleton's going to hammer it back below the goal line. Marshall finishes some quality contact, but Littleton able to maintain possession of the puck. Nice centering pass there, can't connect. Back to the blue line, D pass, he has space. That deflected high of the net. And now we are full strength. AJ going to be your fifth skater on, as it wasn't Jared in the box there. It might have been Easton, actually. So I'm not sure what the penalty was, but we are 5-on-5. It's not AJ on the ice. It's Henry, Brody, and Steven up front. It is Pie Guy and Marshall back on defense. Is Littleton again able to hold the zone, and just trying to get that out was Marshall, finally sent down ice so the Tigers can get a change here. And that stretch pass again works. Littleton able to leave a defender on the blue line and make that long pass. Tate on it defense, makes the contact there. Josh in front of the net. Your two defenders, Tate and Josh. Preston on it forward. Pressure here by Gavin. Works. Preston has the puck, takes the shot, deflected up near side. Twisted to the center there by Jack. Puck still in the center, skating hard through lots of traffic is Gavin, but the puck skips out. Josh is going to collect it, turn it, send it off the boards. Jack can't get there, but it does get right to the stick of Gavin, who gains the zone, twists it into the zone below the goal line. Littleton there swings it around, and that will go all the way, although this ice is snowy. Does just get there with 9:06 in this third period. Tigers with the 2-goal deficit, 5-3. That's one back to Jared. Jax is your other defenseman. Teague is up front with Easton and Hunter. As Teague works along the boards, gets that out to Easton, who turns and shoots. Goalie able to fight off that shot. Jax just holds the zone, but Littleton able to get it out on the second attempt. Comes all the way down, and that will be another icing with 8:48 in the third period. Easton, Teague, and Hunter up front. Pie Guy and Jared are your defensemen. Easton wins that on the second attempt. Teague and Pie Guy couldn't decide who was going to get it, so Teague eventually sweeps it to Pie Guy, who takes the shot. Goalie kicks it off. It's below the goal line for these Littleton Hawks. Stepped to by Hunter. Hunter tries to turn it towards center ice, but the Littleton stick was there. Comes up near side boards, and Pie Guy holds the zone. But the Tigers had all headed to the other side of the ice. So Littleton able to get down the ice and into the zone. Jared scoops the puck, and he's got ice in front of him. He'll take it into a 1-on-3, pressured at the blue line. where Littleton now down the ice, Miles onto the ice for the Tigers. So Jared pushed it up ice. The Tigers were able to get the change for a few of their skaters anyway. It's going to be the line of Miles, AJ Colton. That's Jared working on the near side boards. AJ tapped at it, couldn't quite get it. Puck hops over Jared's stick there. And Littleton able to settle the puck here. Jared keeps the pressure on so that Stichka on the ice at center there, not Colton, able to gather it, gain the zone. He holds up at the blue line, tries to give his wings a chance to get deep into the zone, but he loses the puck. Miles picked up the pressure. Easton going for the change now. It will be Colton onto the ice at center. Cruin on your near side, D, is going to try and pick up the pressure. Sent across there to the waiting Hawks player. Josh picks up the pressure. Colton gets in the way of that centering attempt. Miles sends that up the boards to himself and then goes for a change. Again, the stretch pass there for Littleton. They say it was tapped. I didn't see it, but 7 minutes now on the clock for these Tigers to try and get 2 goals to equalize this thing. Steven out with those fresh legs. We know he's going to work and keep moving. Littleton sends it into the zone. Cruin's going to go battle below the goal line. And it's a one-on-one work there. Cruin's stick got held up. He kicked it loose to the Littleton player. That beats Jalen through the pipe hole to make it 6-3 for the Littleton squad. 6:37 in this third period. It's going to be Hunter on your near side wing, Teague on your far side wing, Henry right there in the middle, Marshall on your near side D, joined by Tate on the far side. Hunter able to hold the zone. Henry working there below the goal line, lost his skates, got up, couldn't get up quick enough to beat the Littleton player to the puck below the goal line. But Hunter, not giving up in this game, sends a backhand shot toward the net. It's slow, the goalie covers it up. And there we go. 6-4 now for the Tigers as that faceoff was won by Easton to Teague, and Teague threw it in top of the net. So all 3 goals have come in right at the top. Excuse me, that wasn't Easton at center, that was Henry. So it'll be a Henry assist to Teague. Coach going to leave the goal scoring line out there, which is proven to be a bit dangerous at times in this game. We'll see if they can keep their heads and their skates and keep the puck out of the back of the net to keep this 2-goal deficit with 6:12 left in this third period and the game. Puck comes back to Tate, and they're going to call a penalty on Teague. Looks like a high stick on Teague headed to the box. So the Tigers will go on the penalty with 6:06 in the third period. Starting the penalty kill is going to be Easton and Henry, joined in the back by Pie Guy and Jared. Face-off won back by Littleton, but a little bit too hard. They're going to have to collect it and regroup. That stretch pass has worked. They wait right at the blue line, make the pass to it, and the player just chips it in where Littleton can work. Losing his skates is the Littleton player so that Henry can just take the puck up center ice. Henry gets it all the way deep, as you should, and he's going to just try and pin it in the corner below the goal line. Finally, Littleton is able to gather that puck. Easton will pick up the pressure at the line and creates an offsides with 1:22 left in this penalty kill. Steven's going to come onto the ice with AJ. Two of our 4 goal scorers on the ice up front right now, but their main task is going to be to eat time on this penalty kill. Defense is going to be Josh and Marshall. Puck goes far side of the ice, rimmed around to come back near side where the Littleton player is rushing toward it. He takes the hit from Marshall, but the Littleton player comes in, sent in by the defense. Puck on those boards, he sweeps it back to his defender. D-to-D pass here, plenty of space. He finds center. Jalen back in net, able to make that save. Marshall picks up the pressure. Littleton with the puck down in the corner, deflected up off of Marshall's stick, and Jalen will just glove that one dead with 41 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Tigers. Headed out onto the ice is Jared on defense, joined by Tate. Up front, it's going to be Teague, I believe. It's going to be Teague or... I take that back. Not Teague, it's our other white cage. Gavin, joined by Miles. Puck sent in, fought off by Jalen. Twisted, but not up too far by Jared. Gets again to the defender. D-to-D pass again works for the Littleton Hawks. They send it in low. Sent wide near side of the cage there as we're down to 20 seconds left. That one gets Jalen in the mask. Bounced to the back door, but wasn't settled enough for Littleton to do much with it as Gavin gathers the puck. Stick lift worked for the Hawks as we count out of 5 seconds on this power penalty kill for the Tigers. Littleton goes D-to-D. Tigers are full strength. Jack's able to get his stick in there. Onto the ice for the Tigers is Preston. Puck poked out. Gavin's got the puck, and he's going to try and get it up ice. Preston picks up the puck now, takes the contact. Sent up and out of the zone. Tigers going to have to regroup. Miles chips it forward as Gavin was resetting. Preston picking up the pressure with 3:33 left in this third period. Tigers down 2 goals, 6-4 score. On the ice is Teague, another one of our goal scorers today. Puck pops up onto the stick of Gavin. Gavin's going to go for a change. Hunter on the ice. That puck sent up into the zone, but Teague was too deep to get out, so that'll be an offsides and a face-off out of the zone for the Tigers. It's going to be Easton, Hunter, and Teague up front. It'll be Cruin and Josh back on defense. 3:11 left in this period and this game. One back by the Hawks who want to try and throw it in. Doesn't get across the blue line, but the player does eventually scoop that puck in. Cruin works it below the goal line, avoids the pressure, but scooped up to that defender. That's something that's really probably hurt the Tigers more than they want today, is not having that blue line covered for the Tigers. The Hawks defensemen have been able to kind of do what they want from back there. Josh gets that across to Hunter. Hunter's going to try and tap that to Teague, and does. So puck comes out center ice, but Littleton able to get the puck off the puck carrier's stick. Teague taps it out. And Easton skates by, sends it into the zone for the Tigers. Into Easton's skates. He's got Hunter in front, but can't quite get it through the traffic to him. Steven flashes in. And that's going to be a penalty on the Hawks for a high hit on Steven. 2:13 left in this game. Tigers will go on the power play. Coach going to take a timeout to talk about how we can get these 2 goals in the next 2 minutes and 13 seconds. We'll keep an eye on Jalen. I would expect with 1-man advantage, we might turn it into 2 by having Jalen head off the ice. I assume we'll see our power play 1 unit. It kind of looks like they're all on this side of the boards as it stands. So it's going to be Easton, Pie Guy, potentially Josh, Henry. I'd assume Colton. Now he's been on power play 2 today. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know who's there when the puck is about to be dropped. So the boys have a bit of an opportunity here. If they can make it a 1-goal game, we're on to something. Refs blow the whistle and say, all right, players, let's play. Our coach is taking the extra seconds they can get. Let our boys catch their breath. I see Colton coming over the boards. Looks like it's going to be Colton, Steven, Easton, Henry, Josh, and Pie Guy. Henry not headed down, so it's actually, nope, now Henry going, Jalen headed to the bench. So as expected, Tigers with the two-man advantage. It'll be 6-on-4, empty net hockey. Puck one back, sent in deep, comes out of the goalie's glove, puck loose, but then does cover. So a quality start, only 5 seconds off the power play. Josh Jacks are your true defensemen out there. Henry, Colton, Easton up front with Steven. Puck stays at center ice. Littleton has it, poked up his stick. Now he's going to get there. And he sends it off the far side post. Tigers get away with one there. As Colton sends it deep into the zone, Steven looks over his shoulder, gets the puck below the goal line, sends it to Colton, Colton to Jax. Jax across to Josh, Josh back to Jax, who sends it way high, comes off the glass, and Easton misses on the backdoor chance. As the puck was bouncing, that's going to be backhanded down for an icing with 1:16:15 on the power play for the Tigers. 1:27 left in the third period. Coach sending Teague out onto the ice. We'll see who he takes off. Looks like Henry taking the face off with Easton in front. I think Colton is out there still. Looks like Steven when it was Teague for Steven. I believe that's offsides here, so we'll have a face-off just across the blue line. 1:09 left on the power play for these Tigers. And coach says, too close to our end of the ice or not. It looked like Jalen was headed out, and they decided not to. Puck one back to Jared, who's trying to look at how he can gain the zone. He does. Finds its way to a Littleton stick. They're just backhanding it out. Colton gets that to Teague. Teague buying space in the corner, gets it to Colton. Colton with a bouncy puck can't get it, so Teague goes and gets it instead. Puck on the stick of, I believe, Easton, who couldn't quite get that one elevated the way he wanted. I think that's Easton. That was Henry. 46 seconds left on the power play for the Tigers. Henry, again, going to take the face-off. Puck tied up. Littleton flashes in to get it, but can't. Puck finally comes out in the skates of the Tiger player, working below the goal line, trying to find an opportunity to get it to center ice was Easton. Couldn't, and so now that goes all the way down for an icing. Not icing. They say it must have hit somebody's stick. But 20 seconds now left on the power play, under 30 seconds left in the game. Tigers are going to need a quick one. The ref's clearly not getting paid by the hours they want to get out of here. That should have been an icing. That goes to Josh, sends it into the player in front of him. Tigers are going to maintain the empty net as we're now 6, 5, and 4. One last opportunity there. Does not go in. Tigers lose this one 4-6. They put it together in the third, but it was too little too late. If we can take away those couple of quick goals we gave up after scoring, that certainly makes a difference. If we can get the puck out of our zone more effectively, certainly giving up too much space probably at that defensive blue line. I'm sure that's not what coaches like to see on the breakout opportunities. They want to see a bunch more effective there. So if we can clean up those couple of things, this team shows flashes of really, really good hockey. So that'll do it for play in the state of Colorado for now. Next time you see us, we'll be down in Arizona. Broadcast there for 3 of the 4 games anyway is just going to be holding the phone and hopefully talking into a microphone for you to call the games as best we can. If we see you in Arizona with the warmth, looking forward to it. If not, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you Friday morning for that first game of the tournament. Have a good day.